Hey, what's up, listener? Thanks for pressing play on this episode of the Jock and Nerd Podcast. It's our 4th annual San Diego Comic-Con News Roundup.
Geek Boner.
You'll get our thoughts on all the trailers, all the news and announcements revealed this year, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Sunday, July 22nd, 2018. Can you tell I'm excited?
I'm pumped.
Yeah, me too.
Check one. All right. This is really fans out there. Let's give it up. We're talking, we nerded. We're funny, disturbing. We're talking, we nerded. We're spoiler alert. Oh yeah. We're talking, we nerded. We're funny, disturbing. Oh yeah. We're talking, we nerded. We're spoiler alert. Give it up.
Hey, what's up, listener? Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Jock and Nerd Podcast, where we deliver to you every week comic book and superhero TV and movie news reviews and whatever we choose.
Jock and Nerd.
My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jucko.
He's the Nerdo.
I'm El Nerdo, and he is El Rugboyo. What's up, Rugs?
El Rugboyo. El Slackholio.
Oh, Slackhole. How's the Slackhole treating you, Felty?
Today?
Yeah.
Oh, man. We should never do a show on a Sunday because I get fucked up on Saturday, and it's hard for me to rally and wake up and be all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
We got a hungover Rugboy and slightly hungover Anthony also.
Yeah, a little bit.
Ooh, I'm the only one that's not hungover.
Anthony's still young. I get
Yes.
banged up pretty bad. Like, you know, I think I drank like 6 drinks.
And that's
enough to fuck me up.
That's enough.
Shit.
That does it now. I know. Yeah, my tolerance is at like 4. Anthony, where's your tolerance these days?
Who, me?
Anthony.
Mine?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not great. It's probably better than yours, but I am starting to get, though, the hangovers that last more than a day. And that
Oh,
just
boy,
sucks.
you're getting old, Anthony.
I noticed that like 8 drinks was like, okay, this is going to probably hurt tomorrow if I do 8 or more.
Yeah.
Now it's
yeah.
gone down to 6 or more where I start to feel, especially if I drink close to when I go to sleep.
Oh, boy, yeah. You wake up still drunk then also.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Ooh, well, the reason, listener, it's Sunday morning and everyone's hungover is we got a special bonus midweek show for you right here. Because it's San Diego Comic-Con after weekend, Christmas in July for geeks.
Geek Boner.
As always. So if you are a new listener, you got to visit the website, jockandnerd.com/231 for links to everything we're going to talk about. And there's going to be lots of trailers and things we're going to talk about in this news roundup, but also links on how to subscribe so you can get the show, never miss the show. If you have an iPhone, you got Apple Podcasts right there. If you got an Android phone, use Google Podcasts. It's a new app built into your Android. Very easy to subscribe. All the show notes at our website. And look, let's stop fucking around. We got a lot to talk about. Let's get into it.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
We're going to start with the trailers, of course. Those are always the most exciting things, and I have this in order of excitement. So, you guys, last episode, the trailer you were most excited about, we are starting with that. I'm talking about Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Geek Boner.
First official trailer, and I will let the Godzilla fans go first. Anthony Ruggs, what'd you think of this? Who wants to kick it off?
Go ahead, Anthony.
Oh, man. Man, I wish this wasn't being recorded in the morning and I could rally some enthusiasm.
Yeah, me too.
Get excited.
All right, Godzilla King of the Monsters. When this came out yesterday, I didn't actually start crying, but my eyes were sweating a little bit.
Tearing up.
I mean, this trailer, this was the highlight of my day. Seeing this trailer.
How many times did you watch it?
Oh, so many times. Like probably at least 20 times.
Yeah, I'm about 20. Yeah.
I mean, the way the monsters, the kaiju, Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Godzilla are treated in this trailer, the way it's the cinematography, I think the music, I mean, everything. It just to see these characters treated seriously with reverence on an American-made film is just that's as a Godzilla fan growing up, that's everything I ever wanted. and more.
It even gave me goosebumps looking at the beautiful way
I don't understand the plot, but
they
I don't
shot
care.
this.
Well, they chose this music, Clair de Lune, which is like,
It's a classical, famous classical piece.
Yeah, it's been done by so many musicians and in different interpretations with an orchestra, with piano. So this song, the way that they, especially the version of the song that they chose, because there's different arrangements, but it's operatic and it really fills you with a sense of wonder.
Yeah.
And one of the things that, this song does a lot of the heavy lifting of this.
Of this trailer.
This
it's great.
song
The
choice
music's great.
really haunted me all day.
Yeah.
After I saw it. And, when I watched the trailer, I was like thinking, you know what? I have always seen these movies as like these like B movies. Blotty's gonna like lance me for this. I've always seen these movies as like never getting their due, and like never being realized to a potential where finally everyone can see what I see in these characters, like the beauty and the majesty of these creations. These people created these ideas, and they somehow found a way to make it intriguing and give it a sense of wonder. Now, this is a trailer. Is it going to happen in the movie? I don't know. But this trailer, just the way I reacted to this trailer, there was that sense of wonder. There was that sense of potential realized. There was a sense of, my eyes started tearing up a little bit after I saw it like the fourth time, because I was like, wow, it keeps affecting me every time I see it.
Damn, this is like, it must be like when, because somebody's taking it seriously. It's kind of like what I felt when I watched Batman Begins. I was like, holy shit.
Well, you know what?
Somebody's taking this seriously.
The difference between the other trailer for the previous one of G14, Godzilla 14.
Yeah.
It was wrapped in mystery. They didn't tell you anything. They just kind of wanted to tease you that some bad shit was going to go down.
Right.
So it did fill you with a sense of dread. And you're like, oh shit, something's going to happen. But this kind of like, it gives you this sweeping idea that there's titans that have been dormant, and now it's their time to rise again.
So I do love in the voiceover where she's like, humans are the Earth's infection and the titans are the cure, and they're the rightful rulers of the planet. So Mutos are now titans in this universe?
Yeah, I guarantee you they're going to rebrand those guys, because whoever thought of Muto was that doesn't sound good. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
I want them. Nobody wants to be a Muto.
Muto. But dude, I love the music. It looks fucking beautiful. This one's written and directed by Michael Dougherty, who's done Krampus. Directed a lot of movies.
Nothing this big.
No. But he wrote on X-Men 2 and X-Men Apocalypse and Superman Returns.
Yeah.
And he's clearly a Godzilla fan, and he's good with monsters if you've seen Krampus.
Yeah.
The cast is also pretty great. You got Eleven from Stranger Things. You got Tywin Lannister from Game of Thrones. Charles Dance, and also Bradley Whitford, Kyle Chandler, Sally Hawkins, Vera Farmiga, and Ice Cube's son is in this. O'Shea Jackson Jr. Yeah.
Did you watch any of the interviews that they did with the cast or anything?
No, from the IMDb boat or whatever. What did you watch those? What'd you get?
So basically, here's a couple of nuggets that Now, Michael Dougherty said that there's going to be more than 4 monsters in this movie.
Yeah, heard that.
So they might maybe they flash back to the Mutos.
Okay.
When they're renaming them, maybe you don't know what might be uncovered Easter egg wise or whatever, that there's more than the monsters that are going to be battling in this movie. Also about Godzilla screen time, that he's going to have double the screen time that as last time.
Nice. So 16 minutes as opposed to 8 minutes.
Well, it's better.
Well,
that's a lot better.
That's a start.
That's a huge improvement.
Yeah.
I would say hopefully more than 20 minutes, but that's good. 20 minutes out of a 2-hour movie.
That's not bad.
Fine.
Yeah.
And another thing is that there is some kind of I don't want to know if I should spoil this, but spoiler alert.
I don't know.
They've alluded to that there is some kind of communication between Godzilla and the humans.
So who do you think? What are the sides here? The voiceover makes it seems like the monsters need to get rid of the humans to save the planet. But
that's the only strange. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not.
What do you
hung
hope
up on
it is? Yeah.
But it's the plot that was portrayed in the trailer is like we have to unearth all the Titans to save the world, but the humans are the bad people.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I
What
don't
are
know
they
what
going
that
to do? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very contradictory.
Yeah, but I mean, to the end there, as portrayed in the trailer with Godzilla and the planes coming behind him, helping him. It looks like was like, whoa, that's fucking awesome. I don't think I've ever seen the plane like.
So maybe
Godzilla
Godzilla turns
Godzilla.
And takes the side
He's the
of
hero
the
in
human.
this movie.
Dude, so the shot of the Mothra's wings unfolding, the shadow
The
of
cinematography
Rodan
is amazing.
Holy shit, the Ghidorah and the three heads in the smoke. Wow, does that look fucking
Rodan
epic?
coming out of a volcano. It looks like at one point, which would be a nice nod because the original Rodan, he dies in a volcano.
Oh, I like how they've come from the earth and they've been here and they've been hidden, tying in the Monarch thing and those drawings and shit from the previous movies. So May 2019.
That music, I got to say, that music definitely affected me. The way they treat the monster, I'm just so happy to see the kaiju treated with reverence like that.
Yeah,
like Rugboy said, I always thought these things were always going to be like when I first saw '98 Godzilla. That is the feeling I had seeing the trailers. Like, oh my god, America's treating this seriously.
Finally,
and then it was '98 Godzilla.
They didn't. No,
but then you had 2014 and that first. Even though the first 3 quarters of it aren't really that great, that final act with Godzilla, I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like they're finally treating this monster.
Yeah.
Like they're showing everybody what I've thought the whole time.
What it should look like in your head.
And now we're getting this movie, which for me is the real main event. Not Godzilla versus King Kong. It's seeing these creatures because we've seen King Kong is an American creation. We've seen that interpretation. We've never seen American interpretation of Mothra, of King Ghidorah,
really?
of Rodan.
Wow, that's
so to
huge.
see these now with the potential that they're displaying is just amazing. I mean, it looks like fucking Book of Revelations with kaiju.
It does. It's very, very biblical.
I mean, there's some like destruction that looks just cataclysmic.
Yeah. I mean, there's one shot where they're walking up the steps and there's like fire everywhere. It's like you're walking into the gates of hell.
Yeah, there's lava shooting.
Yeah.
And I love that line. Tywin goes, "All hail the king." That's fucking badass.
They gave him like legit spines this time, or plates, dorsal plates this time that were more reminiscent of his old school looks, which are more like organic instead of so like sharp stoned. What's what it looked like before, like jagged stone.
Mm-hmm.
In that one shot where he's shooting up in the air, he looks like a triangle, but his body is real thick, but it's tapered down and it gets bigger, and the blue scales are glowing. I'll tell you, this already looks better than Gareth Edwards' fucking movie. I'll tell you that much now.
It should be because the Gareth Edwards movie was an origin kind of feel,
right? And this is.
I also like the Godzilla, that 2014 version had a lot of red.
Yes,
and this one's now blue, so it's this calming.
Yeah.
Presence now. He's not this. Like the red was used to make him seem like the menace,
right?
Yeah.
And now we're using him as the hero, so he's getting the blue.
Blue palette. Also, the guy doing the movie, I think his name is Bear McCreary. He did Colossal and Battlestar Galactica.
Doing the movie. What do you mean?
Doing scoring the music.
Scoring the movie.
He's very talented.
He's very good. Battlestar Galactica had great score.
He's going to use Ikefube cues.
Oh, so he's getting the original from the original?
Yeah, I saw that too. I read that they were going to use some of the themes from the original.
I probably said his name wrong, but we'll give it.
Right on. So also, what else comes out? When does Avengers 4 come out? Does that also come out in May?
Yeah.
I don't know what day in May this is coming out, but this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, they need to push this back.
Or something, or Avengers
I'm
needs to
rooting
push up.
so hard for this movie.
Yeah,
I would love this film to be a box office hit.
Right? Yeah. Let's see.
There's no way it's going to get anywhere near Black Panther or
no
Infinity War, but it should at least do better than Ant-Man.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's see what the original, the 2014
I think it did like 600 or 400.
200 domestically and almost 600, 529.
That's the total
worldwide. Yeah, 200 domestically is not
bad. That's not bad at all. This movie probably cost a little bit more than that movie.
I think this movie's going to cost more,
but it looks fucking epic.
Any thoughts on?
Wait.
Any thoughts on the kaiju rugs?
What do you mean?
Of what we've seen,
their design,
their look.
they've given us little peeks. There's been some screenshots that of Rodan in particular that kind of cements that design that was going around where he's kind of got feathers is legit. Did you see that sculpture that was going around?
Yeah.
Where he's got doesn't have bat wings, but he's got these feathers. It doesn't bother me at all. I think it looks pretty good. And he's red. He's like a bright red, which is awesome. Like he had the balls to do that and not mute it down.
Mm-hmm.
They're keeping Monster X, close to the vest. They're like only giving you very short glimpses. But from what I see from Godzilla, they've definitely given the spines. Mothra looks like it. You see the larva when she's touching it with her hand.
Oh, that's what that is.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah, you can see it's a little different, but it looks like a more realistic take.
Right. Yeah,
right. It looks like an actual
giant fucking moth
insect.
Yeah.
It should be like Mothra in the Toho version has this impossibly large head that moths don't have.
Right.
And these really small, short, stubby legs, which moths have very long legs. So I think it's going to be different. It's going to be longer legs, smaller head, bigger wings, and I like the direction it's in.
Good.
So I have no complaints. I just was wondering why there was such an overuse of that blue everywhere, but I guess because especially on the shot of Monster X or King Ghidorah or whatever you want to call him. Like, because that puts them all in the same kind of category. They're all surrounded by. I would like to have and then they shoot to Rodan, and Rodan's always covered in orange and flames and stuff. Yeah. So it makes him look like he's the bad guy of the movie.
Yeah, it's true.
That's interesting.
You do see some of the yellows though in King Ghidorah. There's you could see that he's spitting out the lightning.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering, is it like a battle royal? Are we getting Godzilla teaming up? I would prefer to see Mothra as a good kaiju and King Ghidorah as a bad. And Rodan, I don't have an opinion on.
Is Rodan good or bad?
I feel like that the way that it works is Mothra and Godzilla are benevolent, right? They're good. And Rodan is definitely bad. He's the bad guy of the movie. He's there. I think that's the reason they're going to go contact Godzilla and bring him to fight.
Maybe they think that they maybe like they bit off more than they can chew. They released these creatures and now can't control them. And they're like, oh, fuck, we fucked up. We need Godzilla to help us. Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Good shit.
Yeah, good stuff, though.
That's very exciting. Listener, if you want to get in touch with the show, let us know what you think about all these things. Visit our website, jockandnerd.com/contact for our Twitter, our Facebook page, how to leave us a message, leave us your audio, and our Facebook group where it's exclusive closed group just for our listeners. Jock and Nerd Nation, represent. And Nation, thanks for posting a lot of these things on the group. Made my job really easy when putting notes together. I'd be like, oh, you guys want to hear about this. Perfect. Moving on, DC, like we said in the weeks running up to this, Marvel, not noticeably absent this year at San Diego. No Hall H for Marvel. Marvel TV was there. Marvel Studios were not. So DC gets the big spot on the Saturday evening. And
well, let's shout out. I got to shout out Mr. Lenzations, Lenny Romero.
is at San Diego.
He was there, and he was
in Hall H
updates.
Yeah, he was like giving us the scoop of everything that he
Lenzations,
saw.
That was awesome. Also, Eric Sharkey goes every year, and I'm Facebook friends with him. He's been on the show, so I see a lot of backstage photos from Sharkey, and then I saw Lenny.
Lenny was in there braving the must that is a Comic-Con.
How did it smell
for the people?
Len, how did it smell in there? Describe it with one word and send us an email how it smelled.
I've been in there. It smells.
Musky?
Musky.
Yeah. Pretty much it.
It's better now because before, I don't know when they started doing this, but there used to be a time where you could camp out all night.
Yeah.
And get in there.
You can't
now
do that.
They're doing wristbands the day before.
So you don't have to sit there.
So now hopefully you're dealing with people that have washed.
They've recently showered.
Probably not.
Probably not, but definitely not before because you had people camping out all night. So you know that some of these assholes didn't shower for at least 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's the smell. The smell of that and, paper. just brings me
That
home.
smell of fandom.
It's the smell of geekery.
That's freedom right there,
Yes,
actually.
That's right. Fuck showering. I'm going to go look at Godzilla. You know how we called DC the DCEU or the DCFU, and there was no official term for it. DC came out and finally branded their whole film slate. They're calling it Worlds of DC.
That's interesting.
Well, yeah. What
wording.
do we like? Do we like Worlds?
Well, they're
of
trying
DC?
to let you know that they're doing multiple.
Yeah.
Multiverse, multiple universes. That is interesting. I didn't even think about it that
Yeah,
way.
that's the first thing that came in mind.
That's
for
what
me.
they're trying to spin away from Marvel. Where they're like, hey, listen, we can do a bunch of different shit.
So,
we can do 3 Joker movies.
Yeah,
We're
They
gonna
got-
do whatever we fucking want.
This actually makes a lot of sense. You got Arrowverse, which is its own universe. You're going to get DC, the streaming stuff. They said that's its own universe, Swamp Thing. So they're already getting you used to this multiple universe. Whatever, we're going to do whatever the fuck we want. I love it. Let's get to the big trailer. Aquaman, Jason Momoa's Aquaman, directed by James Wan, finally drops its first trailer, and man, I gotta tell you, I kind of really dug this. I didn't know what to expect.
Really?
I kind of like this. I don't know why.
I'm with you, Imran. I kind of liked it.
Because look,
Really?
it
Yeah.
reminds me of like Avatar meets Star Wars meets Black Panther a little bit. If this is done well, this could be huge for DC.
Okay, well,
I have both good and bad thoughts.
Okay, well,
Go ahead, Anthony.
Anthony.
I liked first off that it's. I mean, you got it. You got to try something with this. It's going to be different. I like that it looks different in terms of the underwater stuff. I like kind of it has that feel of like a new world that we haven't seen. I like the lighter tone.
Yep.
So I like all that. I like Black Manta.
Yeah, Black Manta. Look, they're putting him in the costume. I didn't think and he's shooting lasers
I like
out of his
that.
eyes. Holy shit, that's awesome.
Now let me get into the things I don't like.
Okay.
I still think Jason Momoa is a charisma vacuum.
He's a really bro. He looks like he's a huge bro in this.
He's
You don't think
he doesn't command the screen. I don't ever think he. Amber Heard's Mira's red hair. What the fuck? Why is her hair so goddamn red?
It's very fake red.
There was more subdued in Justice League and looked a lot better. Totally looks fake.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, and then the last thing was my friend said this, and I kind of agree. And this is going to sound like I'm talking out both sides of my mouth, but although there is like a lot going on, and I kind of like that awe, it does have the feel of a Star Wars prequel in terms of all the fucking CGI.
The CGI fucking CGI fest.
And like that it's noticeably CGI, but
yeah, a lot of people had some problem with the CGI.
I'm in and I'm out on this.
I mean, it's underwater, so you're going to expect a lot of CGI.
It just doesn't look good in some parts.
Ruggs, what are your thoughts?
I feel like it's like the new DC EU or the Worlds of DC is basically Marvel.
But you know what? I'm fine with that. They're trying to pivot and
Shazam and Aquaman.
Yeah, we'll get to Shazam. Yeah,
I know, but making the point that both of these movies have pivoted away from this darkness.
I'm totally okay with that.
Which is fine. Now, the biggest problem I have with this trailer is it's kind of like a love-hate thing because I love all the world building.
Yeah.
I love how epic and giant it looks.
Yeah.
I love that I'm going to get introduced to this new
Atlantis and creatures
I'm
and fish.
I'm down for this.
Yeah.
But I also feel like that some of the CG is video gamey looking. And it's not quite par to like when that shark hits the glass, I'm like, that's a bad shark.
It doesn't look good.
I mean, look, I've seen like Sharknado with sharks that look better than that.
I love that part where he kind of figures out he can talk to fish and he's being bullied. Like that's kind of a really fun part of the movie. I like how they're doing the new 52 kind of version of this with the fucking trench. That's crazy. There's a lot of CGI, but Atlantis, what'd you think of how Atlantis looks? Maybe not on par of Wakanda, but it reminded me of Avatar, and I'm sure it's not going to look that good either.
No, I think it was formidable. Like, I like the world building. I like the design of stuff. I think it's well designed. I just think it's a little bit, there's definitely something that's not making it, feel real enough, or it feels like maybe not, I'm saying real, but tactile enough.
Right, not grounded enough.
It feels like you're looking at a video game instead of looking at something that Like when you watch Game of Thrones and they do a background shot or something, you're like, oh, that could be a real place.
Yeah.
But it's completely made up, but like it could be real. So there is that disconnect there. But I think it was pretty interesting. I like the design of it.
I like a lot of the design. Okay, so
I would go with interesting is the word. I would. Not bad. Interesting.
Not a bad way.
If the movie is enjoyable, you can forgive a lot of that stuff.
Right.
I think James Wan will do a good job with this. As far as how they're going to communicate underwater, well, we finally got a good look.
They're just going to talk.
They just talk underwater. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if I like this or not. Because, like, on one hand, his hair is floating in the water. And then he's just talking, and there's no, like, bubbles or...
There wouldn't be bubbles coming out because he's breathing...
While
water.
he's talking,
there's no air coming out.
But then sound wouldn't be traveling either. So I don't know.
I think that's the best way to do it.
I don't know how else you would do this.
Because
this is what I think is going to happen. I think that the first few shots of them talking to each other will be clicks, like almost like a dolphin.
Oh, and then
it'll like kind of like transition to so we can understand it.
Oh, so it's like a translation.
We'll just go, oh, they're really talking in their own language underwater.
I'd be okay with that. That makes sense.
Nobody wants to read subtitles, so I'm doing it this way.
Well, and if every time you had to talk, you had to have Mira create
that's
air
dumb.
pocket.
Yeah, that's not.
That would just be a waste of time.
That's not good. Her hair is really red. I will agree, Anthony. It was a little more like natural red.
It was naturally red.
It's like orangey red.
Yeah,
that's just
like
bright
in
fucking
Justice
red.
League, and now she's just walking around with a wig on.
Maybe there's an explanation. So that one shot of that fish guy who's like looks like a fish king.
I like that.
So that dude is called the Fisherman King. He is played by
the green guy.
Yeah, the green guy. He's played by Jimon Hansu. Get this, Jimon Hansu will be playing 3 different comic book characters in 5 months between his roles in Shazam, Aquaman, and Captain Marvel.
Oh, shit.
He's all over the place. We're going to be seeing a lot because Korvath is coming back at Captain Marvel. He's the wizard in Shazam, as we will talk about soon, and he plays the Fisherman King. But the action looks kind of sick. It looks like Marvel. The Hall
like
H,
that.
Yeah, I mean I think that's what they have to do. I'm sorry,
no, but they have to make a good movie. But yes, it does feel like Marvel.
You know what this reminds me of?
Yeah,
and the Green Lantern movie.
Oh boy! Oh no!
I do actually get that kind of feel when I remember the same feelings when I was watching the Green Lantern.
There was world
trailer.
building in that, and they just kind of fucked it up in that one.
Well, there's world building. You got to do it right. Like Green Lantern didn't do it right. But then you go with like a Black Panther, and that did do it right.
Yeah. I hope this is more Black Panther than Green Lantern. I mean,
just don't think I don't have a lot of
Momoa.
I'm not a big Momoa guy.
On the one hand, we've already been kind of introduced to his character, so that's a plus. But that's interesting.
Actually looks like they're getting away from the broy Momoa.
I heard
like everything that was interesting about this trailer.
Yeah,
was any of it Momoa?
No. Well, some of it where he's like worst pep speech ever, or whatever. But so Hall H got to see another trailer and some more footage, and the things I read is that Aquaman is still a huge bro in this movie, and the trailer, that one reveals he will be wearing the orange and green suit at some point in this movie, which is kind of funny. And then the plot of it is going to focus on them finding King Atlan's trident, I guess, is a big deal because he has a quindent. It's 5. It's not a trident.
I just love that DC has pivoted so hard. Like Justice League, this was all the underwater stuff and all the Aquaman stuff was shot with this grayed out scale, tone, and now they're just, all right, we're gonna go the other way. We're just gonna go full out. This colorful. The title card is gonna be white. Everything is just bright and beautiful now.
Look, they got to try something. They got to really the stain of Justice League is like it's so hard. It's gonna be so hard to remove because notice how they didn't have like any Justice League DVD, but like nothing about Justice League. They were like, fuck that. People want this Snyder cut. It doesn't exist. We're not even going to talk about it. We're going to pretend like there's no Justice League. Let's move on. This movie comes out December 21st. Ruggs, James Wan's Twitter handle, he's at Creepy Puppet.
Yes, I know.
I didn't know that. I was like, he's stealing your fucking shtick. Now, you want to talk colorful?
That's not a shtick for Rugboy. That's life.
That's life. It's not a shtick. James Wan,
it's not a handle for me.
No, it's not a handle, James Wan. That's a daily life for a felty American, James Wan. You respect that shit. So look, DC, you want to talk about how much they're pivoting, bright, colorful. Is this DC Warner Brothers film universe? Let's talk about the fucking Shazam trailer, because this one now is goofy. It's fun. This one now reminds me of great coming-of-age kids movies from the 80s, like Flight of the Navigator, Big, Never-Ending Story, Greatest American Hero. I kind of like where they're going with this movie. This is completely different, and I think it's something they got to do. And Zachary Levi really doesn't even annoy me. The suit's really red. Anthony, what'd you think of this one?
I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't have high expectations seeing the set photos,
right?
But I kind of like this one too. It looks kind of funny. I think the way this movie succeeds, and I was saying it in the prior episodes, is that you got to have Zachary Levi acting like a giant kid,
and he's doing it.
Looks like he's doing it. So
he's goofy.
I kind of like it. Again, this is in more of the tone of Marvel.
It is. This movie looks like it has a lot of heart, a lot of charm. Great kid performances.
It's this trailer and watching this one and Aquaman just makes me just go, they should have never fucking rushed it. They should have just made these solo films.
Imagine if they just had Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam, and then you do a Batman, and then you do Justice or something. Yeah, they fucking Zack Snyder fucked that shit up for them in the middle right there. Their solo movies are not. This could be like I have hope for DC movies a little bit now. I'm turning a little bit because of what where they're pivoting. I don't think it's a bad thing. I love the comedy in this where he's like, I don't even know how to pee in this thing. And the flight test is pretty funny. I love when he goes, sup, I'm a superhero. How's it going? It's fucking great. Also, this is also close to the New 52 origin of Billy Batson. Ruggs, what'd you think?
I enjoyed it. I know that there's definitely going to be a scene that calls out to Big where he is in the Shazam
I believe there's a scene with the piano.
With a piano.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
This is basically drawing a comparison to Big.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious, but this is their Ant-Man. This is their movie where they're going to lean on comedy, and that's going to open the door for other comedic movies to come out of the DCEU, or whatever it's called now.
Worlds of DC.
Worlds of DC. So that we call it WAD.
WAD. It's WAD. Oh, they shot the WAD. They're shooting their WAD all over.
Yeah, they're shooting their big WAD.
They're shooting their big WAD. Worlds of DC. Yeah. So you see Batman, Superman, other heroes referenced in this. That's kind of interesting.
Yes.
And April 2019, this movie comes out. What do you guys think of the suit? Does it still look kind of shitty?
It doesn't matter even.
It doesn't. It kind of works in this context.
Because this whole idea is silly, so it's like it could be silly.
Yeah, it's the whole. I mean, they right off the bat acknowledge that Shazam is a silly name.
Yeah,
and then he just gets the suit and he's over the top.
I like the transformation scene where he's walking. He says Shazam, and he turns into Shazam. That's fucking sick. It's gonna be fun.
My only critique that I didn't like is that they have him flossing. Do you know what that dance is?
Oh yeah, he's doing that dumb goddamn
immediately
dance.
Fucking dates this movie.
Yeah, that's true. At least he's not dabbing like fucking Luke Cage. But I think
that's flossing is worse than dabbing.
Flossing is probably worse than dabbing.
Flossing is worse than dabbing.
You look like a tool when you do it.
Yeah. Whereas when I see someone dab, I want to punch them in the face. When I see someone floss, I instantly want to kick them in the nuts. That's what happens.
Oh shit!
I just you have to get kicked in the nuts. Come over here. I saw you floss, you fucking bastard. That is retribution. I love when he's charging the phones and it blows up. Your phone's charged. Your phone's charged. He's great. It looks. You see Mark Savannah.
This, huh?
I kind of like.
He's into it.
This is a lot of fun.
You've talked about every scene and said you loved it.
I love it. I wasn't expecting this to be.
You've narrated the entire trailer
because it takes me back to like if I was a kid watching this, I'd be totally into it. Like the movies from the 80s.
You're still a kid.
I am. That's why I love it. I've never grown up. I'm like Zachary Levi.
You'll never guess my secret identity. Starring what's the guy?
Wasn't that Chris O'Connell? Chris O'Donnell?
I don't know his name. Jerry O'Connell.
Jerry O'Connell
he would fly around with like
hairspray cans really slowly. He would float away.
Yeah, like Imran would watch that show.
I love
this
that.
This is what Imran likes. He would watch anything that has a superhero in it.
I would. That show was great, and it reminds me of Greatest American Hero with the red suit and learning how to use the powers. With the kid helping him, and it's just.
All right, let's move on to something serious.
Okay, how about Glass? You guys check out the trailer for Glass, which is the sequel, the surprise sequel to Unbreakable and Split. I have not seen Split. M. Night Shyamalan movies. I still need to see that.
Splits, I hear, is really good.
But this
is
one features Sam Jackson's Mr. Glass, Bruce Willis from Unbreakable, and a jacked fucking McAvoy
The Beast.
as the Beast. Dude, is that him? He's fucking huge
He's
in this.
huge. Yeah,
Did
it's
you
him.
watch Split though?
No.
Do you know what it's about?
He has multiple personalities, and then what?
And then one of them is superhuman.
One of them is the Beast.
Yeah.
Right.
And Mr. Glass wants the Beast to come out.
Yeah.
It's a super villain. They're teaming up.
I like how Knight did this because I don't think anybody realized he was going to make that Split.
No,
First of all, was a sequel.
Split wasn't marketed as a sequel.
Right. And then to tie it all together, that's kind of neat in a shared universe. What do you guys think? Is this back to like good M. Night movies? Because he's made some really good movies and then just some fucking clunkers.
He's made the most boring good movies that there are.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very boring,
They're
but
boring, but
they're good.
They're artistic and fucking shit.
Masterful in their way, but they are a little bit on the boring side. So I hope that he's able to pick up the pace just a little bit for a current audience that's probably not going to.
They're not going to take that
wrap
shit anymore.
themselves into
Yeah.
that. So, but Split was an indication that that he's kind of getting the idea of how to like make a modern movie that people will like without making it an M. Night Shyamalan drawn out fest.
Shamalamalan.
Where you're like watching paint dry is like, this is an M. Night Shyamalan. Like, it's like waiting,
It's
you're
something
waiting for
gonna
the
happen?
twist.
Yeah.
All right. When's
Yeah.
the twist coming? All right. So,
It's like the negative space in a painting, his movies.
yeah.
Sometimes. But this one, I guess it's Bruce Willis versus these two guys, or Glass is like manipulating them, and you see the Beast climbing
Glass
around.
was the big villain in Unbreakable.
Yeah. Super smart and super breakable.
Great
Yeah.
movie, Unbreakable.
Yeah,
Unbreakable was
I
really
loved
good.
Unbreakable. And even that, I was like, holy shit, this is a fucking superhero origin movie. I did not, and you don't think it is going into it. So I kind of love how he's marketing these, but now he's pulling a crossover. Sarah Paulson also is, she's great. She's the doctor lady. I got to see Split, and then
Yeah, I got to see Split as
I
well.
kinda-
I'd have
I
more to
recommend
say
yeah.
if I saw Split.
Yeah, this comes out January 2019. Okay, let's talk about one more controversial trailer before we take a break and play some promos.
Controversial.
Well, maybe controversial for some people. I'm talking about, we're moving the television shows now.
Oh.
We're done with the movies. The Titans trailer that will be on the DC streaming service. The trailer that comes out with Robin going, fuck Batman. But you see all of them in action: Beast Boy, Robin, Hawk and Dove, Starfire, and Raven. And it seems to center around Raven kind of finding this group and dealing with her powers. This is surprisingly, now here's your dark DC. Like, they're going funny in
What
these
is
movies.
this?
This is kind
Did
of
Zack
dark.
Snyder make this?
It also has kind of like a CW feel, in terms of the teeny soap opera. But clearly, it's for mature audiences. He's swearing, and some of it looks super violent. I'm kind of hyped for the Titans. I want to know.
Oh my God, Imran.
Because look, everyone has a problem with him, Dick Grayson going fuck Batman. I understand that. Let's talk about that, because I think there could be, in context, a very good reason for him feeling this way. Anthony, what'd you think?
I don't have any problem with him saying I don't. It's not the fuck Batman
you
part
know,
that
like,
makes
okay.
me mad.
Okay.
I'm not mad, but it's just the fact that Dick Grayson is so fucking brutal. That is not Robin Dick Grayson at all. Dick Grayson's Robin was always the hopeful, charming sidekick to him. He was always the guy that made Batman a little
Pull
closer
back
to the
a little
light.
bit. Yeah.
For him to be this brutal doesn't ring at all to me what Dick Grayson is. If you're going to have a brutal ass Robin,
Yeah.
cast Jason Todd, cast Damon Wayne. But if you're going with a Robin that's stomping people's faces,
Yeah.
that's not Dick Grayson.
But this is a Robin on his way to being Nightwing. Also, Jason
I don't care.
Todd
that doesn't
will be
matter.
in this show.
That doesn't
And
matter.
Nightwing doesn't really change his.
Nightwing doesn't. Yeah, Nightwing is still hopeful.
So, look, Jason Todd is in the show. I'm just imagining there's a part where, like, Batman picks Jason over Robin, or he just gets Dick mad, and Dick just has a little fucking tantrum. But yeah, it is kind of out of character, I guess, when you put it that way. He is, he's older.
That's
in
literally
this.
that's basically Zack Snyder version of Dick Grayson.
yeah, it is. Ruggs, what'd you think about this overall?
The only thing I liked was Robin.
Yeah.
I mean, even though the fuck Batman thing is out of character, but I was like, that was the only thing that really, I was like, oh, that's cool. And maybe Raven. I wasn't too hot on anything else. to be honest with you.
Beast Boy looks like
I
Beast
wouldn't
Boy.
go and get the DC network or whatever.
Because of this show?
No.
Well, there's a lot more than this show that's going to be on there.
I would be like, if I were to see like a really awesome action sequence that's beyond what the Arrowverse does or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does. Or, where I'm like, okay, like Hawk and Dove look okay.
Yeah.
I think they might steal the show, hopefully. So we'll see.
Yeah. So look, this season of the show has Jason Todd in the midseason. Doom Patrol is going to be on it, and they're going to spin off to their own thing. So if there is Dick Grayson becoming Nightwing, Jason Todd's in this becoming the Red Hood. I don't know. And I wonder if they do like a shadowy Batman in silhouette as a cameo or something. I'm kind of intrigued with Titans. I love the fuck Batman. I don't know why. I just like it's for no reason. It's dark when it doesn't need to be dark, but it looks a little more violent than needed. Okay, look. Let's take a quick break. I'll play some promos. We'll come back, talk about some more trailers and news announcements from San Diego this year.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Do you like superheroes? Do you like movies, television shows, and comic books? Do you like listening to a guy rant about these things for hours on end? Well, then you're in luck, because you need to check out Podcapers, the official podcast of A Place to Hang Your Cape. Featuring me, Scott James Meridew, we'll be talking about a variety of geek and nerdy issues, joined each week by a rotating panel of guests that will try to contain me. Joke's on them, I cannot be contained. So please join us on Podcapers, the official podcast of A Place to Hang Your Cape, where superheroes go to relax, but I never do. Cue the music!
Hey, this is the Toph, host of the Gravity Beard Podcast, a variety show with interviews and discussions on a wide range of topics. Our guests have included a viral YouTube star, a former child actor. We've even had a guy on who may have solved the D.B. Cooper case. It's a delicious box of audio chocolate. You never know what you'll get. Find it on Podbean, iTunes, and other places you listen to podcasts. It's the Gravity Beard Podcast. It's what your ears will want to be listening to.
And Nerd.
Hey, listeners, sign up for the Jock and Nerd fan club at jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Not only would you be helping us out, keeping the show going, you're going to get tons of awesome perks, fresh perks, like stickers and t-shirts and reviewing a movie, picking a movie for us to review like last episode, and, of course, hours of bonus content. Whole episodes of Anthony and Chaz talking about sports, post-shows, instant reactions. It's a lot of fun. You will not regret it. jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Sign up today. More trailers. Sticking with TV, Young Justice Outsiders, another series that's going to be on the DC Universe streaming service. This is the long-awaited return of this fan favorite show that had 2 seasons from a few years ago. We had Greg Wiseman on the show in year 1 of the podcast talking about Young Justice. It was very exciting.
He had mentioned that it could come back.
And at that point, it was the whole campaign to get Young Justice on Netflix or keep playing it. So they make a 3rd season, and it happened. Anthony, I know you were a huge fan of this show. What'd you think of this trailer?
The trailer for me wasn't all that much going on. I mean, there's a lot of
half of it is they recap the first 2 seasons.
They do a lot of quick shots of characters that I'm somewhat familiar with.
Yeah.
So I actually don't have the trailer didn't affect me at all. I just like that it's back.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't under this paywall that I'd have to find.
Yeah.
Or I have to get through. But Young Justice was one of my all-time favorite TV shows. So I thought they did a really good job with it, and I'm happy to see it back.
Me too, Ruggs. What'd you think? It looks like it's the same quality animation, same storytelling style, same everything coming back and still being good.
Yeah, I like me some Young Justice. I'm going to definitely check it out. I was very upset that they stopped making it. The show had legs.
Yeah.
And it was very captivating. So I'm curious to see how everything plays out because I didn't get a chance to end it properly.
Right.
And bring it to a close. So I'm all in on this. It's just not like rocking my world because it's been like
it's
a long
been
time.
years. Yeah. But again, the show had great characters, great storylines, really well written. This time out, there's going to be a 3-year time jump from the last season, and the plot kind of features meta-human trafficking. They got to go find and save these kids and stuff. Yeah, it looks dope. The more things I see from this DC universe, the more I'm like, oh, I may have to pay for this. And I have details they came out about what it's going to cost and stuff.
What is it going to cost?
Okay, so we'll break it. We'll just break it now. DC Universe streaming service. It's $75 a year or $8 a month. So $8 a month. If you pre-order, I think it's going to start fall 2018. If you pre-order, you get 3 months free. Fall 2018 release date. Now, not only do you get these original shows like the Swamp Thing, Titans, Doom Patrol, Young Justice, Harley Quinn cartoon, you'll be able to watch Batman the animated series, the Chris Reeve Superman movies, all the Batman movies, their entire back catalog, Warner Brothers DC stuff like the old Wonder Woman show. And not only that, they're comic books. I read somewhere that there may be instances where you're watching something and a thing pops up saying, hey, you want to read the first appearance of this villain? Click here. And you click and you can read the comic book right there. This will definitely make it more than Hulu and Netflix are doing. It's more than just a streaming service. They wanted to make a fan community where people can hang out.
It should have been $5 a month.
Like $3 is a deal breaker for you?
No, I'm just saying that it's not with Netflix.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not.
Netflix now is like $10 to $14.
Yeah, but I'm just saying what Netflix was.
Yeah.
It was $7 a month.
Right.
And they've stepped up all of their production, to a high level.
And so they're charging more.
They're making new shows all the time, and they're making like big budget shows. They're not making like cheap ass shows.
Yep.
And you can go for multiple different genres. There's comedy. There's not going to be like a stand-up comedy DC section or anything.
But there aren't comic books to read on the Netflix.
Like a very niche content, so it should be less.
But I think they're adding this access to the comics is a bonus. I think that's worth it a little bit.
Money,
Still too much. All right.
That'd be $5 a month.
And they also announced Jeff Johns and Greg Berlanti are going to do a live action Stargirl series also on the DC universe.
What's a Stargirl?
Stargirl, she was a member of the Justice Society of America. She was in Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, she had a wedgie in that the whole time.
Yeah, she's
Nice.
like the hot chicken, like a Captain America. It's like female Captain America.
Okay.
And she's got a giant stick with something like a hammer on the end of it.
Yeah, you must have seen Stargirl.
I mean, she's very cheesy looking.
She's
She's
cheesy.
not like anyone's favorite.
She's like from the Golden Age, though.
But I think that's why they chose her, because
they can do whatever they want.
Yeah. They have somebody that's like, the name sounds like a name, Stargirl,
Yeah.
And she's got the patriotic thing going. They can capitalize that.
Yep.
So they could probably do something with it. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Let's talk about Marvel Netflix a little bit. While we got a short Iron Fist Season 2 teaser, really not much to talk about. But the big news was about Season 2. There was a lot of footage. It's coming out September 7th. So we have a date this year, Iron Fist Season 2. They've cast Alice Eve as Typhoid Mary. Ruggs.
That's an interesting cast.
Yeah, she's pretty. I like Alice Eve. What do you think, Ruggs, of this casting?
I'm down. She's a good actress. She can probably pull it off.
Yeah. She's I think she can pull it off. And Daughters of the Dragon are going to be an official team in Season 2, and I even heard that he will be wearing the fucking costume. The yellow
He will
mask.
be? What,
that's what I
last
heard.
episode?
Yeah, probably. And I think Davos is coming back. So I think it's a scene towards the end with Davos and they put the mask on and he's the thing. But it'll probably be the last episode.
Right, that's their MO.
Yeah. But however, after the way, they wrote Danny Rand and Luke Cage Season 2 and the fact that this is a new showrunner, they are aware of the issues everyone had with the first season. I'm hoping better fight choreography, better fight scenes, better writing, better. I don't know about the acting. Maybe he gets a little bit better. He's kind of settling into the role. But show me that Danny Rand I got in that episode of Luke Cage.
Yeah,
that was
show me that guy.
That was a great Danny
Show
Rand.
me that the high is a motherfucker.
I don't want him all whiny and fucking high tense and fucking just annoying.
Do you think that they're going to use Typhoid Mary's power set?
What is her power set?
She got psionic powers, so she could like levitate small things like knives and stuff and throw it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
She's pyrokinetic,
Oh.
so she can like make fires bigger. or
Highly skilled
whatever.
athlete, trained martial artist, exceptional swordswoman.
Right.
All these things. Pyrokinesis,
I think what they'll
telekinesis,
do is... Oh, go ahead.
He's hypnotize people.
enhanced strength,
I
limited
think
mind control.
that's following the Netflix MO. I think she will have maybe one of these powers.
Yeah. These are
But
really
not all of them.
out of.
I mean, all the Luke Cage characters
Yeah.
barely had
They don't
any
have powers.
powers.
This, and so she's originally a Daredevil villain, enemy, and
Yeah,
former
she's
lover
huge
of
Daredevil.
Matt Murdock. But all these powers, we haven't really seen anybody use anything like that on any of these shows, have we?
No.
No.
It
Netflix,
would
no.
be kind of. I wonder how they're going to ground it.
I'm going to say they're going to use only hypnotism and pyrokinesis.
Or you
There
could
you
do
go.
a thing. You could do a thing where it's like Legion, where it's mental illness, but it's really superpowers mistaking as mental illness kind of thing.
Could be doing that.
And people don't think they're seeing what they're seeing, but pyrokinesis, telekinesis, give her some cool powers. I'm looking forward to this too now because I want to see a better Danny Rand.
I love your unbridled
I
enthusiasm.
fucking love all this. I mean, even though there was clearly a large hole that Marvel was not there, but I think DC they had some good stuff to show and it got me excited. Okay, wrapping up the trailers. Is anybody interested? I'm just going to read out names of things. Let me know if you're interested in the trailers of any of these things. Star Trek Discovery Season 2. Yes or no?
Am I
Anybody?
interested in the trailer? Have I seen it? No. I should watch it though. Yeah.
I watched it. It looked like a fun adventure. I haven't finished the first season.
Me neither.
But it looks like more of the same. Walking Dead Season 9. This is like a 5-minute trailer.
No
I'm out.
interest.
I'm out.
No, nobody. I'm gonna still watch, but it's all just them like building. They're like, oh, we got to rebuild and make a city, and Maggie's gonna have take the lead. Andrew Garfield has confirmed he will be leaving during the season, and I think they cast someone as Alpha who leads the Whisperers. I don't know. Anybody watching this show anymore? No. Okay, moving on. Anybody care about the Star Wars, the Clone Wars trailers coming back?
I want to see it, but I haven't seen it.
So is that exciting that it's coming back? That's kind of that's crazy.
Clone Wars ended abruptly. I enjoyed that show because it had direct canon to I won't say Marvel to Star Wars.
Yeah.
It was direct canon, and it was like continuing the stories of Ben Kenobi, and you had Ahsoka Tano in there, and you had Anakin Skywalker, who becomes. First of all, it's the coolest version of Anakin Skywalker that we've ever had.
Yeah, before he goes before the third movie in the prequels.
Well, yeah. First of all, he's the guy. He's animated and acts better than any of the movies.
Yes, because
it's fucking ridiculous.
It's
that, like,
not Hayden Christensen.
Sucks so bad that a cartoon is a better version of the character.
Yeah. A cartoon is less stiff than fucking Hayden Christensen in live action.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Don't make fun of him because some people like those movies.
Oh boy, I can't have an opinion on those movies. So yeah, you got Obi-Wan and Anakin doing badass shit, and still in the Clone Wars. That's cool. Arrow season 7. Anybody care?
I watched the trailer.
Yeah, it's Oliver. I guess at the end,
He's in jail.
He's in jail. I didn't finish season 6 at
I
the
don't
end.
care either.
He admits to being the Green Lantern, and they put him in jail. So it's like Oliver in
Jesus
prison.
Christ, Imran, how do you watch all this stuff?
I didn't watch that. one. I just read it.
Oh, okay.
The next one, Flash season 5 trailer. I did this. The Flash is like the only season of the CW last year that I'm actually caught up on because I still enjoy the fun show. At the end of the last season, this girl shows up. She's been hanging around all season, and I was like, "Oh, that's their fucking daughter from the future." And of course, she shows up. She's like, "Hi, I'm Nora. I'm your daughter from the future." So it's gonna be about how she fucked up, and then there's a villain called Cicada. Looks fun. I like the Flash still. And then the rest of the Arrowverse, I couldn't really give a fuck. I haven't really watched Supergirl or Legends.
It's just too many shows.
It's too much. Black Lightning I like, but
no, I haven't watched anything.
Yeah, man, there's way too many fucking shows to keep up with now. And I think today they're talking about Legion at San Diego.
Yeah, there's and like the Legion Gifted 2 is coming out.
Gifted 2 trailer came out, and I watched half of that trailer. Yeah,
there's too many shows, man. Is Gotham still around?
Gotham is still around. It's going to have one last season where he becomes fucking Batman, apparently.
Kill it with fire.
Yeah. One last season.
Where is that from? Kill it with fire.
I don't know, but I've been saying it.
I love when people say that, but I don't know where it's actually from.
I don't know. Let's look up the meme. Know your meme.
Fire it up.
Kill it with fire.
Let's talk about stuff we didn't get to see, but people at Hall H did. Like Wonder Woman. I guess this movie is being called Wonder Woman 1984. That's the title.
I prefer Godzilla 1984.
Yeah, you like that one? I like that title's all right. I guess it works. They're only 4 weeks into production. They brought some footage of her fighting in a food court, but they were like, the costume is noticeably brighter. So here we go. You know, DC worlds of DC is getting brighter.
Yeah, I read that it's brighter and the tone is even a little more funny.
A little more lighthearted.
Yeah.
We're gonna
but they've only been filming for 4 weeks.
Yeah, they just started, so they didn't get to see a lot.
Yeah, they're not even a third through film.
Yeah, so Predator, they showed some footage, and it sounds like a Shane Black Predator movie. I still think, I don't know, this still sounds kind of like a straight to DVD B movie. Even with
no one's going to see this.
No, even with the footage, like they showed the big Predator fight the small, but I don't know, I'm not feeling it.
It's gonna be like mummy numbers, you know. Like,
yeah. What I am feeling is Venom. I'm super excited to see Tom Hardy as Venom. I can't wait to see what this fucking movie is from Sony. So they had
Your enthusiasm kills me, man.
Dude, I can't look. Riz Ahmed. They came out.
He'll pull over and watch like a car accident. That's what this is.
If one of the guys was wearing a cape, I probably would watch.
He's
the
like,
car
let's see how mangled this thing is.
Let's see where
that's his interest.
I wonder how this ends.
But he has no compunction about saying that it's what he's doing.
Look, Venom, dude. Like the shots of Venom look even more comic accurate than the Topher Grace Venom. Riz Ahmed will be playing another symbiote named Riot, and then the footage description was like Venom eating heads just clean off and shit, and it's super violent, and his hands turning into axes and shit. I'm down.
My interest in this is the train wreck appeal.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a little bit that, but it's fucking Venom, and
still reminds me of like when they were making superhero movies between 2001 and 2008, where they just had no fucking clue what they were doing and just took the IP and were like, all right, this will sell. Let's just do this.
This is going to be their proof of making this Spider-Man, non-Spider-Man, non-MCU Spider-Man universe, shared universe, if they can pull it off. No clue as
when
if
is
Tom
it coming
Holland.
out?
This is coming out in October. And they said there's still some work left to do it, and still no hint if Tom Holland will be.
I think they were hinting too that what's his name's character, Woody Harrelson's character, is going to be potentially Carnage.
Oh, he may be Carnage, and there's a couple other symbiotes that they haven't revealed. Symbiote. It should be Benedict Symbiote. But dude, Tom Hardy, I think they said Tom Hardy as Venom, the Tom Hardy performance people seem to dig, and the voice of him talking to himself. I don't know. I'm all like, it's fucking Venom. Like, what if it's, and I don't even know if it's R-rated yet. It should be R-rated with all this fucking.
It better be R-rated.
Violence.
I don't know. No one's going to see this movie either.
No, it's not going to do well.
Okay, other news. We talked a little bit last episode. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is getting a reboot back on television with Joss Whedon. Ruggs, has your thoughts changed about this at all?
No, because see, Anthony thought he was pulling a fast one on me last week.
Right.
So he's like, I want to see what you think about this.
Yeah.
But with Anthony, I know he didn't watch Buffy. So the thing about Buffy is, now if they call her Buffy, I mean, that's a little cheesy because they don't have to do that because Buffy is a Slayer, and there's a Slayer born into every generation.
So her name could be whatever.
So, like, in the 90s, Buffy was the Vampire Slayer.
Right.
But the Slayer could be somebody else of any kind of walk of life.
Sure.
And in any decade, there's a few Slayers born, maybe like 2 or 3 born.
So it could be like Sheila the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Faith was a Slayer.
Faith was a Slayer, yes.
So they can make a Slayer just like in any area of the world. Just like we were talking about the Crow can take place anywhere.
Yep.
A Slayer could be anywhere. So that's why I have no problem with it. If they call it Buffy, I'll think it's cheesy because like there's no reason to.
There is no reason to call it Buffy.
There's no reason to do it.
Yeah.
Because it just, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to do it. It's like if you're gonna make a Slayer, maybe they just want to capitalize on the brand.
Yeah,
Buffy?
I mean, but that's the thing is like people know Buffy the
Would
Vampire
Joss
Slayer.
do that though? Just be like, I'm just gonna change the character. Like it just seems like, why would you want to share a character when you can create a brand new character within the rules of the actual thing?
That's what I'm afraid of because Joss and a lot of the original writers and producers are coming back. is it going to be a reboot where now this is there? She's doing it over, and this is now Buffy.
It's just unnecessary.
I hope he doesn't do that. It's completely
I don't
unnecessary.
care either way.
Yeah.
Because, Buffy exists. She played out her whole entire story. Everything Buffy that had needed to be told had been told. So it doesn't matter. It's
Does
not
she
like we're
die at the end of the series?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's open-ended. She dies in the... She dies
and comes back to life and shit.
and comes back to life because the Channel 9 or whatever that was, what was that called? WGN. Brought it back to life after they decided to end it.
Oh.
They ended it with her dying.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And then they're like, people want more Buffy. So they're like, brought it back and then resurrected her. So, so she does technically die even. So, and then she goes off like into the sunset in the.
This is still in the early stages. So who knows when we're going to fucking see this.
Look, regardless of what he does, if it's Buffy, if they reboot the Buffy, I don't know. I just think it's weird, but I'm not against it. Just do it because Buffy's never going to be replaced. It's always going to be.
Yeah, you still have Buffy. The other thing we talked about briefly last episode, Cloak and Dagger renewed for season 2. It's a great show. It's very good. It's one of the better Marvel. It's better than a lot of the CW verse. I'll tell you that much. So check out, get caught up. The first season's almost over.
See, but I asked you last week, does it have great action? And you said, no, well, performances are good.
It's more,
and I think there's room for that.
Yeah.
But they really need to rethink action on TV.
What do you mean by action? Because Cloak and Dagger don't really fight in a traditional sense. If you think about it.
I know.
There is action. There's, there's chasing and shooting and stabbings, and she's doing things with her knight. But there's no fight choreography because it's not that kind of show.
Well, I'm talking about
drama.
Visually interesting.
Oh, it's visually interesting. Yeah. So, I like it.
Powers are interesting. They have to be visually interesting. They downplay everything so much now. Like even with the Netflix stuff, Luke Cage, it's like, I want to be dazzled. I want to see.
You know what? They're straight out they don't Dagger's power. They show her. She makes a white dagger. It just comes right out of her hand, and she can kind of control it. And you're like, okay. And then,
but the way you just described that is so fucking boring.
I know, but that's what it would look like.
I know, but these are superhero shows for a reason.
Yeah,
talking about Flair, Imran.
Well, when she started
to defend everything, goddammit.
I know. I'm
talking about Sting versus the Crow.
Sting versus the Crow. The Crow was first. Damn it! Sting ripped it off.
I knew that. Why is he playing Sting?
No, it's the other way around, you bastard.
Now I gotta look at old promos of Sting,
like how he acts. I didn't know he even talked and acted like fucking the Crow.
He would come down and not say anything. For the longest time, he was fucking mute.
Yeah.
And then he would start talking like that.
It's so weird.
He didn't talk for like a year.
Yeah.
Yo, I will say Dagger, she's starting to throw fucking knives and be smart about shit, and she's getting there's some it's building up to
I
some
did hear
good
the
action.
show is good.
It's fucking good. Sony also brought Into the Spiderverse, which is another movie I'm super excited coming out December. I just love all of this. I mean, if you can't tell,
he just loves everything.
I'm at full staff right now, listener.
You are.
But we're getting 6 confirmed different Spider-Mans from the Spider-Verse. John Mulaney, comedian John Mulaney, will be voicing Spider-Ham. I love that. And Nick Cage is playing Spider-Man Noir.
Oh, shit.
Nick Cage gets to be Superman in the Teen Titans Go movie, and now he's Spider-Man in Into the Spider-Verse. I love all of this. Absolutely. We are going to be getting a Peter Parker that we've never seen on screen. This is a 40-year-old beaten later career Peter Parker. I've never seen that.
What does that mean? We could be 40 years old and still kick ass.
No, but
not
he's
like you.
He's
not everybody's like him, Ron.
He's my age, defeated, giving up on life.
I just gotta say,
Parker.
without me and Ruggs, this show would be worse than Kevin Smith's show in terms of just licking ballsack. You love everything. It's amazing.
I may, if you guys weren't here and I licked all ball sacks, we may get fucking actual studios writing in and inviting me to things. But as it goes now, nobody's gonna
presents.
Nobody's gonna ask us to go anywhere because these guys fucking hate everything, unless it's really good.
Not that I don't hate these things. I don't know It's just the unbridled enthusiasm is unbelievable.
Look,
We never had this when I
if
was
it
a
was
kid.
fake
Come on.
enthusiasm, I would. But he's generally.
No, I know.
This is not
this
fake.
I'm actually in awe of Imran right now.
Because
It's not fake.
Look, if
It's
you
like he really
saw
does
how
like
we
everything.
grew up and how much I love these things and wanted to see live action versions, we had nothing and everything just kept sucking for a really long time.
It's amazing. You're an amazing organism.
Thanks. I'm not real, by the way. I'm complete. I'm a computer simulation created by tiny little Imrans that put together in a big Imran.
Whoa,
like Shin
like a
Godzilla.
nano Imran.
Yeah, I'm a nano Imran. I'm not actually a real person. I'm an AI created voice, listener. Look it up. Krypton season 2.
Did anyone watch Krypton season 1?
I didn't finish it. I did like it though. And it was
Oh,
also
God.
very good. I didn't finish the season.
He liked it, but didn't finish it.
well, there's no
I
time.
wasn't too hot on it.
No.
I gave up. Like I wasn't.
Hey, what if
All
I
right.
tell you next season Lobo is going to be in there?
Shit.
Our first
Whoa.
live action Lobo on the screen will be in Krypton season 2.
I might watch that one episode.
Yeah, just the one.
Yeah, you want to see how they
Hey,
handle
this
Lobo,
show's
I
got
don't give a shit.
Brainiac and Doomsday. It's pretty crazy. And I did enjoy the first
Yeah,
couple
but
episodes.
nobody really cares. What does it get
Yeah.
ratings wise?
I have no idea.
Anybody sitting there going, "Did you watch Krypton?" Like, I never heard any person ever go, "Yo, did you watch Krypton?" That shit's awesome.
Nobody was talking about Krypton.
No.
No. People are
I
talking
mean, not
about
that that
Cloak and
matters. I
Right.
like a lot of shows that nobody likes either.
Like,
but I'm not-
what happened to Preacher?
I'm not shooting ropes over it.
Preacher
like you do.
season 3 is out, and like not a lot of buzz for Preacher. I didn't finish season 2, or did I? I did. I think I can't remember.
I don't even remember if I.
It's just too much shit out there, man.
Yeah, it's overload, and none of it is standing out.
Listener, if you want more content to take up your time, get a free month of Stitcher. Go to Stitcher.com/premium
Great
and use
transition.
promo code NERD through September 2018. You like that? You like that? I threw in a little live
Did you
read
skip
there.
the? Are you going to Batman Hush?
Oh, I did skip that. Let's talk about that. Batman Hush will receive an animated film adaptation, which I want to read that again. I
Batman
forgot
Hush is
that's
good.
really good. It's got it's the one where the guy in bandages is a step ahead of Batman. Every fucking Batman villain is in this story.
Yeah, it's the guy manipulating Batman.
I don't want to give away
what his deal was.
the spoiler.
Yeah.
But I think it's a great pick for a movie. I want to read it again because I remember reading it. Jim Lee, Jeff Loeb, I think,
Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb.
doing the art and the writing. That's very cool. Ruggs, did you see Gotham by Gaslight?
I did.
Was that any good?
And I started. Yeah, it was very good. And I started watching
Batman Ninja?
I didn't finich that.
How's that?
I fell asleep during it.
Oh, really?
I got to go back and watch it. I also watched the new Doomsday that they did.
Wait, is that the new Death of Superman?
Yes,
It's out?
I started watching it. Yeah, it's
The
out
first
somewhere.
part is out. Okay.
Yeah,
It's a two-parter.
I just what kept pulling me out of this movie is that Superman looks purple.
What? Why? Did he have a bad tan? Is that what happened?
No, it was like the blue that they use is like this purpley blue, and I'm like, that's not Superman blue.
Just
I'm
change the colors on your TV screen. It's fine.
I know, I want it.
just the fucking hue.
It was so annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just bothered me so much. It like took me out of the movie.
We might watch all these and review them in one chunk, like Gotham by Gaslight, Batman Ninja, and this
I think
one.
everybody should
catch up.
watch them.
Yeah.
They're all fun. And they're not too long.
Good stuff. Anthony, you excited for Hush? Will you watch it?
I'll watch it. I won't go out of my way to watch it, but
if it comes to you,
if it comes to me,
I will watch it.
I will sit down and watch it.
It's a fucking good storyline. Moving on, I got some other bits of news that happened before San Diego. Before we get to that, regarding the James Gunn situation from last episode.
I don't want to speak on this anymore.
No, I just want to say Dave Bautista, Sean Gunn, a lot of celebrities are coming out with James Gunn to, speak out against his firing. And I don't know, the more I think about it, the more Disney seems kind of hypocritical, if you ask me.
Well, they're definitely hypocritical.
So Sean Gunn, though, he made the point that he's like, I saw my brother become a better person because of making these MCU movies. And Batista is the same thing.
Yeah, he
He's
got
like,
a lot more rich.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
That's
He got a
why
lot more
he's like-
popular,
yeah.
right?
No, he said he saw his brother realize that instead of being provocative, that James, he is actually a good storyteller, and to just rely on your storytelling.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, this is what people don't understand is that you have to be provocative for people to notice you in
the beginning.
in the crowd to
Yeah,
stand out.
yeah.
You got to bring something that's different to the table.
Be a little
and
shocking.
You can't just be going along like in lockstep with everybody. You have to be a brand apart. When you become big and you have that platform, then you're like, oh, people are actually listening to me. I have to watch what I say now.
Yeah.
Because, like I have influence. Before I didn't have any, so anything that I said was just like throwing it into the fucking
nobody
wind.
is listening.
Yeah. So I don't know why we're holding that two different types of people with two different types of responsibilities.
It's double standards
with the same
all over the place.
responsibility.
Yeah. I've seen double standards all over the place.
His mistake was putting it in print.
Yeah, and should have just went back and fucking
He could make those jokes. He shouldn't have put them on
I think you were right when you said last week anything like I think Disney knew it was there and they were like, whatever. Nobody, they're just gonna hope nobody finds it. And
well, he made movies that were all this
terrible. Came out in 2012 also. He apologized for this in 2012. Disney was made aware of this in 2012.
Yeah.
Okay.
They knew about
they knew about this. Yeah. There's a whole history. You got to go back. But, I don't know the guy, so I don't know if he's an asshole or he's like, everyone's saying he's a great, caring, the best guy to work with.
The mistake was putting it in print.
Yeah, 10 years ago. And in 2012, maybe you would delete it when you had to apologize. I don't know. It doesn't sit well with me.
I mean, look, it's like we're in a world where people are using the mob mentality and outrage, to fucking signal other people on what they should act like, and then that's it. Like an influence that it's a weaponized form, and we created a weapon, and now it's being used
absolutely
on both sides.
Alt-right takedown, right? And the left is doing it too, but it was definitely a political takedown. All right, enough of this bullshit. You guys, did I miss anything from San Diego that you want to comment on?
No, you've covered more than enough.
Okay, couple of final bits of news to wrap up. Before San Diego, word came out that the Black Widow movie has a director.
Yeah,
Kate Shortland.
Did she direct anything big?
I don't know. Let's look up Kate.
That's known
Shortland.
for the Nazi drama Lore.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's a TV show.
Yeah,
or a movie. Let's see. Lore is the director in 2012. Berlin Syndrome 2017 was the last movie she made. So yeah, the last movie she directed was in 2012. Interesting. She's been writing more recently. Okay, so she does write a lot.
Do you feel like this is gonna sound really like assholey?
Yeah,
but okay, like you hire somebody that doesn't do action movies.
Yeah,
that doesn't do big budget movies.
Yeah,
you hire them.
Yeah,
and then they're supposed to learn on the fly how to do this.
Well, look. It says in this article, it says they didn't just pick her willy-nilly. They met with over 70 directors. Right. And you show me an instance where Marvel has picked the wrong director so far in the last 10 years.
This is what I'm saying, is there a machine here?
Oh, there's a machine, all right.
Where they're like, okay, if you just do it whatever we say, you get your name on this thing.
Well, I've read, not a machine, but I've read from the new directors that they kind of put him through their special effects paces. Like they take him through a crash course. They kind of educate them. It's kind of like a quick school in special effects. So everything kind of flows through the Marvel method of making movies. I don't understand.
How do you do it if you don't love it? If you don't know, like, all of this stuff and are not into action movies, how do you bring something to, like, when the Wachowski brothers made The Matrix, that all they watched was Hong Kong action film.
Right.
You know that they brought that stuff into it. They kind of they knew what shots to do. They choreographed the shit out of that movie. So, it's just weird that someone with no experience in that genre is now going to do a movie.
So it looks like she's into thrillers, dramatic thrillers. Scarlett Johansson pushed for her. Lore is about a young woman who leads her siblings through Germany as the Allied forces roll in. And Berlin Syndrome is a thriller that stars Teresa Palmer from 2017. So look, if a drama is good and she can make it tense. And just show us, like with this Black Widow movie, all you got to do is show us stuff that they've referred to in all these movies.
I just think that Taika Waititi, all these guys that are directing these movies have never done action before. I think that the way it works is that Marvel has this, it's already set up. It's on rails.
Yeah.
All you have to do is attach your name to it and then direct some acting.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I liken it to Stan's Marvel method of making books in the beginning. It's like he just comes in, everything is kind of assembly line, and he comes in at the end, fills in the bubbles, and
it's like what's really like you can see that like in Black Panther, where
I think Ant-Man and the Wasp gets really formulaic, in terms of the Marvel
very
formula.
Formulaic. It's almost blasé to watch the action in that. in Black Panther. It's like
So,
every standard.
I mean, I agree, and
you
I
know,
think after
nothing visionary is happening.
after Avengers 4, they're gonna have to really change things. They're gonna have to do something to shake up this formula because it
Really? You think so?
I mean, well,
Like,
it's
you saw
making
that
money.
when the
I
Russo
guess.
brothers did.
This is making money.
You know, did the
Winter Soldier.
Yeah. It was distinct.
Yeah,
It was.
Yeah,
It stood out.
Yeah.
As like the action stood out. Like they're like, oh, this is a James Cameron motherfucker.
yeah.
Like this dude like knows how to fucking frame these shots and make these things cool. So I think we're just gonna and Thor Ragnarok just seemed like they applied the James Gunn idea, Guardians of the Galaxy, and then
To Thor.
standard Marvel action, and that's why the thing about Thor Ragnarok is the script was funny, so it saved it, it kept it entertaining and kept it snappy, But I don't know.
Anthony, is the Marvel formula not bothering you?
No. I do think that's a good point in that it does feel like they're not doing a ton in terms of making visionary action, making it stand out. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think the formula is, we've all pointed it out, is they have these things on the rails, and they hire an interesting director to kind of put their little spin on the acting or on the plot. But the action for sure is
on rails.
Yeah, it's on rails.
It just gets done.
They just get it done.
Yeah, just say action. We'll take care of the rest.
Yeah, it's like we'll handle the action.
Yeah.
You do the rest.
Well, look, the formula seems to be working. They're making
It's
billions.
like we're just gonna put a fight scene here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me when it's done.
Work around it. They're making billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Another casting news. Spider-Man: Far From Home adds this guy Numan Akar, and they're saying,
Oh, your brother.
Yeah. Hey, well, brother Akar, nice to see you. He's Turkish. He's Turkish.
Same thing, right?
He does look
You're
like
Turkish.
I'm not Turkish.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not real, remember?
He's Turdish.
I'm Turdish.
right.
There we go. So funny, she doesn't look Turdish. He doesn't look Turdish.
You're Turdish, and I have a Filipinus.
And you have the Filipinas, and Rugboy has
I have a felty penis.
He's got a slack hole penis. This guy who's got a big beard and a mustache and long hair, and he's Turkish, and they're saying he's in talks to play Chameleon, but he looks like fucking Kraven the Hunter. This guy is Kraven. Why? Don't make him the Chameleon. That's dumb.
Well, Kraven's not in the movie.
He may be in the movie. If they're building to the Sinister Six, either Chameleon or Kraven would work with the Gyllenhaal playing Mysterio. And James Watts will be directing again, so make him Kraven. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. They got a Turk. Good for them.
Right.
Comcast is reportedly giving up on the Fox bid. They're done. They're out. They were like, nah, it's too rich for us.
We fold.
So they folded. Disney called and they folded. Called their bluff, leaving Disney free to buy this shit. So at this point, the people just have to vote on it. Shareholders. I don't know how close it is to
we'll
happen.
It happened, people.
We're gonna get it.
That could, and they, you know what? I don't know if they're doing. Is there D23 this year or after Avengers 4? They may have all these announcements next year. I guess like, oh, we bought this. This shit is
I think
happening.
D23 is an annual thing, right?
I thought it was every other year.
Oh,
I don't know. One bit of comics news. Marvel Comics is bringing back one of my favorite titles from back in the day, What If? Which was just a wacky title where you could literally have one issue to explore anything. Like, what if, the Watcher was the Human Torch or anything silly. But they're bringing this back, and there's a couple of great titles. What if the Spider-Man was the Punisher? There's a great cover of it's like the first Mike Zeck Punisher where he's back against the wall in an alley, 2 guns, except it's Spider-Man's black mask and the Punisher shirt.
Yeah, the shield or the
skull. So that's interesting. And with great power comes great punishment. What? That could be interesting. There's a magic What If where
she's the Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh, she's the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
What if Ghost Rider has him playing a guitar on fire? I'm not really sure what that one's about.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that one's about. They got What If Thor was raised by the Frost Giants. That could be interesting. This What If X-Men is deals with cyber security and internet. It's X.exe escape, like an executable file. That one's weird. But then my favorite one at the end is What If Flash Thompson got bitten by the spider, and became Spider-Man. I love these what ifs.
Seems like they've done that one before.
I felt like they did this one too. They may be
I
repeating.
love these what ifs.
I've always loved the what if series from back in the day. I have a whole bunch of them in my.
It's like, what if
Elseworld.
they're doing the whole fucking thing is Gwenpool. It's all the same shit.
Yeah, Gwenpool is like a what if.
Dan Slott writes is what ifs.
He does. He really does.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That is a very good point.
What if there was multiple universes and everybody
that
had
is what he
Spider-Man?
bases his entire
What
writing
if Dr.
around.
Octopus swapped brains with Spider-Man?
Yeah.
What if
But
everyone in New York...
he makes it canon.
Yeah, but he makes it real. What if everyone in New York had spider powers? These would all have been great one-off what-if stories, but now they're part of Spider-Man's history forever.
What if Peter Porker was actually part of the shared universe?
Yeah, what if
Oh, wait, it is now.
He is now.
Yeah, we can't do that, can we? Sure.
Of
fuck
course.
it. It's just Spider-Man. No one cares about
Nobody
it.
cares about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Fine.
Let's fuck up a whole 60 years of continuity. Nope. No problem. Thank you, Dan Slott.
He's officially
You know
off.
that he blocked me. He blocked
He
Dan
did?
Did he?
Slott. Yeah.
Wow.
He must know
Mission
my
accomplished.
fury.
He blocked you. Holy shit! So he saw you.
Yeah. Well, when you tweet Dan Slott sucks every day for 6 months.
He
Yeah,
might
might
notice. I have the last issue he wrote. It's Spider-Man as 801. I haven't read it yet. And then they're starting over with Nick Spencer.
You're gonna love it when you read it.
I want to know if our listeners agree, completely disagree with me and think that I'm an idiot.
In what terms? On everything?
Or what the ratio is of people who agree that Dan Slott sucks.
Right in, people. A lot of people probably don't know.
Imran likes Dan Slott.
Because he's Spider-Man. But I don't think a lot of
Imran
people.
loves everything.
I don't know how many of our listeners read Dan Slott
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
that's the thing. I don't think a lot of our listeners are even reading comics.
Yeah. Matthew Lawrence, have you read that comic yet? Let us know.
We know what's his name, Peter Kendall.
Peter Kendall
like
loves
Dan
the Dan
Slott.
Slott. Yes.
Yeah.
Because he kind of.
I don't know if he
one
even
guy-
listens to our show anymore.
That's one guy, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. One guy versus many. The last thing I wanted to mention, Anthony, I know you wanted to shout this out, is the new Sacha Baron Cohen show.
Yeah.
Called Who is America? The first episode is out on Showtime.
Right.
I watched it. Pretty fucking hilarious. He's got 4 new characters that this gig will be fine until people figure out that these are his 4 new characters.
I'm sure he's recorded the whole thing and then now.
Right.
How does he get I don't know what the legality is, but how does he get away with impersonating someone else and filming you?
There's many times there are lawsuits, and he has problems doing this and getting people to sign the waivers.
I feel like there's some sort if you're signing a waiver, this is funny as fuck. Some of these things, but if you're signing a waiver to be filmed, and you're talking to someone and that person isn't who they say they are, how is that legal?
No, I believe he's being sued right now from some of the people that were on the show. He always gets sued.
Right?
He always gets sued.
I mean, I don't see how you can, and then it gets on TV.
Yeah. You're like,
how is that? I know that he's exposing some shitty people, or some shitty aspects of people, but this is all done under seems like illegal pretenses.
It's completely fake, and Ruggs, have you seen this episode yet?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, on one hand, the people can't be that dumb to go, hey, I'm going to do this and this is not going to affect me in any way.
Yeah.
I'm on TV and this is I don't know.
So, I mean,
they're doing a kid's show with fucking guns.
That is fucking insane.
It's hilarious. Here's the 4 characters.
How dumb are these people? I would never do that.
The first one's a right-wing writer who he's talking to Bernie Sanders, and I guess Bernie did it. He got fooled. But that one's great. He's like, why don't you just take the 99% and put them into the 1%? You just move the 9 over here. That guy's great. And then
he looked he's what a fucking asshole. He wanted to slap the guy.
Then there's a really liberal dude who's wearing an NPR shirt that segment, I felt like those 2 people were actors. They didn't seem real at all. That was a little bit suspicious, but he's super over the top liberal left to the point where he's like, I force my son to sit down while he pees, and I also force my daughter to stand up while she pees. We are challenging gender norms. It's so fucking funny. The third guy's an ex-con who he's bald. He's got a beard, looks nothing like Sacha Baron Cohen. He's got a cross tattoo, and this guy wants to be an artist. So he goes to an art gallery with this woman, and all of his sketches are made out of feces and semen, because and he has a brush that he made out of collected pubic hair from other people in the prison, because that's all he has. And he gets the girl to give him pubic hair right there on the show to add to his brush. It's so fucking good. And then the last guy is the Israeli terrorist dude, and they make
Eran Morad.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Where he's
promoting his
politicians with the kindergartens.
Kindergarten program, and they do a whole commercial. These people are reading insane copy sincerely. Like there's a gun with a puppet.
You got to be more specific. These are representatives.
These are Congress people. Yes, these are your representatives, listener. People you voted in, and they're like, yes,
they want to give 4-year-olds a gun and give them training.
Yes, in the thing, he's got a stuffed dog head on top of like a handgun, and the congressman is like, here, kids, you put the food in down here, and then you just point the puppy at the bad man. I was like, holy fuck, he fucking did
I love that he has the one guy that's into guns in the commercial reading out loud that there's the Blink 182 gene or whatever, and the Cardi B vein. I'm like, oh my god,
Cardi B vein is so good.
Oh my god,
he's reading it sincerely. It's a great Israeli accent. He's like, yeah, can you believe they don't want to give 4-year-olds weapons? What is the logic in this? And the other guy's like, yeah, right. Right? Wow. He's gonna get a lot of lawsuits after this one. So
speaking of Cardi B,
have you pissed off her fans?
I was at this very awkward party.
Yes,
where like it was.
Where you were nodding your head to Cardi B. You were liking it, huh? You son of a bitch.
Shit. Oh shit!
I was at this party. It was very awkward because there was like adults and there was like teenagers at this party.
Okay.
People in their college age, I guess you'd say, like 19, 20, whatever, and there was like Cardi B blasting, and there were some like people like I'm gonna say in their 50s and 60s
rocking out to Cardi B.
No, they were just
they're like what the fuck is this?
They were like stone silent, like they didn't know what to. I'm just sitting there looking around and going like, "Yep, it's Cardi B, guys.
Cardi B.
This is what it is."
You're like, what is going on?
Step to the new shit. This is trap music, people. Enjoy.
Oh, she's still around. She'll be gone.
Oh my god! Then every song pretty much was just like. There was not 30 seconds that went without like some kind of like foul language or like an N-bomb or whatever. Yeah. And it's just like, why would you play this? Like, it was the teenagers did not give a fuck. They were like, did not give a fuck at all.
Like, yes, adults, this is what we listen to now.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
You gotta know your audience.
I would never have done that if I was like 19 and like I was like, someone had thrown a party for me.
Like, are their parents there? The teenagers' parents were there?
Yeah,
okay, that's awkward. That's
awkward. Like a kid's birthday.
Okay, that's awkward. That's where we've gotten to. Jesus Christ.
Like a teenager's birthday. His friends are there.
Holy shit.
Families there. People from the neighborhood are there. A block party kind of thing. And just like old people are there.
But I mean, it's similar to back in the day. You would throw on like some NWA, and everyone would turn their heads and get really uncomfortable. But but when you were a kid, I loved it.
We were not that brazen. Like, we were listening to like maybe Beastie Boys.
Yeah, you listen to that. You listen to that shit in a closed room with headphones on.
Yeah, that was your Walkman music.
Don't tell anyone.
Cardi B is pretty mainstream.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
It's played out. I mean, that's played everywhere.
It's everywhere. Yeah.
See, kids, you don't need talent to be big these days. Just get YouTube famous, say some shit, you'll be fine.
Did she get famous?
No,
on YouTube?
I don't know. I know she has. About? I'm just saying she has no talent.
She got famous from Love and Hip Hop.
She also was a stripper at one point.
Oh, that's how you get famous.
I don't know if that made her famous. I just that's a random fact that I'm throwing out there.
Okie dokie. That's how she learned how to twerk, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, there was like not just Cardi B, but it was just like relentless, like just relentless
swearing.
I mean, listen to Mike Rips. It's full of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I would not play that with let's say my mom and my grandmother were there at my party. It's gonna be blasting Mike Rips, talking about blasting lines of coke.
He's smoking blunts at the strip club like Howard the Duck.
Yeah,
it's a great line. Anything else, guys, to wrap it up?
I must be getting old.
We've reached the end of the program. Final thoughts.
These Comic-Con episodes are always fun, but by the end, I'm so worn out.
Yeah, you're exhausted.
from your unbridled enthusiasm, number one, but just the amount of information that's coming out. I'm at first I'm into it, and then by the end I'm like, God damn it, there's too much of the shit out now.
And then I'm like, I can't keep up with it anymore.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this: do you think, like we said, Marvel was missing? There's a big hole. It's not the same. Do you think DC stepped up enough to make an impact this year?
I've been fooled by DC too many times. The film's got to be good.
Yeah. I mean,
Warner Brothers as a whole, though, owned fucking Comic-Con this year with Godzilla, the DC stuff.
Oh, that's Warner Brothers too, isn't it? Oh, yeah. They own Legendary.
Harry Potter thing.
Oh, there was a Fantastic Beasts new trailer. I don't give a shit about
they
that.
Owned Comic-Con this year.
So Warner Brothers had a good year. I honestly, with the stuff that I saw from DC Warner Brothers, I have like a little bit more hope, like that they're pivoting in the right area.
I ain't mad. I don't think it's
Walter
bad.
Hamada maybe finally, doing the right thing, and it's a good start. But again, had we just given us these solo fucking movies to begin with,
it sucks though
you
that
wouldn't be in this position.
Let's say these are good, you still have these being associated with like Batman versus Superman and Justice League.
That's the problem. You can't erase that.
The one thing that's kind of takes away the fun for me out of San Diego is
cosplay.
No, is that we're so dialed in that there's no more surprises.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like we know what's coming down the pipe. We know what's going. We had like inside line. We had Lenny giving us exactly
Lenny,
but so
literally as it happens.
Yeah. So like it wasn't like there wasn't the element of surprise.
No,
where,
I agree.
Oh shit! I had no idea they had that one like in the tank.
Yeah,
no idea. Like we've known about Aquaman. We've known about.
But Hall H did get to see stuff that won't come out, and like last year they did a great job of getting stuff just for Hall H that never came out.
Wonder Woman thing would have been a surprise, because
right?
I had no expectations of that being even at Comic-Con.
Right.
So,
right.
I think it was a surprise if you were in Hall H, like they didn't know, and they're like, "Hey, we got some Wonder Woman."
Yeah.
But so it's still a special experience for the people.
You know what would have been a surprise?
Yeah.
If Cardi B came out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I was really hoping they would have a Batman announcement of some kind. That would have been a great surprise.
And Titans had casted Starfire as Cardi B.
Cardi B as Starfire.
It's basically Cardi B.
Yeah, it really is. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
It is. But all in all, an exciting San Diego.
And then Rugboy can get into an argument on Twitter about Cardi B.
Ruggs,
he can continue the Cardi B conversation.
Speaking of which, Ruggs, where can the people find you online? Did you delete your Twitter yet?
I deleted a lot of tweets.
You did? Oh, wow.
I don't know about thousands, but definitely hundreds.
Did you delete the Cardi B tweet?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, you did? I left those.
That person's going to fucking find you.
If you weren't on my Twitter, you missed all of the greatness. So now I'm going to be very, very even-tempered. I'm not going to be any
safe
and
boring Twitter
at safe and boring. That's what you want, people.
At Really Rugboy on Twitter for safe and boring.
Really Rugboy. You're going to find boring ass tweets.
Don't do it, listener. Tweet him. Tell him to not be boring.
Yeah.
Mix it up. Subscribe to the show, listener.
I was good at that.
And you should go back. Give it some time. Maybe it'll come back.
I don't know.
It's ruined forever.
It ruined it for me.
It ruined it. Here's the problem.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
That's the problem. That's what happens. Anywho, subscribe to the show. That way you don't miss a show. Tell a friend. Spread the geekery. Subscribe. Grab their phone and just subscribe them. And then give them one of these.
Talking Nerd.
And that will be your mission for this week, listener. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the Nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
Wow,
hey, shut the fuck up. I'm doing something.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, me too.
Talking Nerd.
That came out of nowhere.